On the way of recording content, I kind of want to talk about one of the fun things that OCG had to deal with at the very beginning of their game. Now, I kind of didn't mention this from the very start of when I was doing all those. What did the game look like back when the OCG played it? I'm going to be talking about these three specific cards, being Witch of the Black Forest, Sangan, and Last Will. So, why these three cards specifically? Well, these three specific cards had very interesting, let's just say, effects from back then. Now, with these cards, we have to go to Wikipedia for the translations. Now, the things about these cards for Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan, they never used to be how they are. As if we look at old variants of the text being back in the pre-errata days, we have, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster with 1500 attack or less. And then we have, for Witch of the Black Forest, we also have, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. So these were the original effects for Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, which are very powerful in kind of today's standards, being both less than 1500 attack, or, well, Sangan sees more play because you can normal summon it, link away for Owl Mirage, summon out Crusader of Borea, and you can technically go into Hal combo traditional, so there's that. But I'm going to talk about the erratas before these. Now, the erratas before these were way back when, back in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm talking about 1999. Now, these erratas were very crucial to the formation of their current text, well, the pre-errata text, as when this card is placed in the graveyard, add one monster with 1500 or less attack / defense from your deck to your hand and shuffle your deck. So depending on which one, Sangan being attack, Witch of the Black Forest being defense, whenever they were sent to the graveyard, you would be able to get a search. So if you manage to have a card like Painful Choice on the hands, and you pick 3 Sangan and 2 Witch, you can easily get multiple searches off. And this was used in one of the earliest FTK style decks, and it probably will remind you of what it is. So if you guys don't know, when you have the Exodia pieces, you could search all 5 pieces easily. And that was what the deck was based around, using Painful Choice to send Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan to the graveyard, multiple copies, 4 copies total, to get all 5 pieces of Exodia. Now, these were later changed and updated to where they have to say from the field to the graveyard. So that was one of the things that they changed. And for Last Will, this one kind of stumped me when I was looking at it. The original Last Will. This card states, if a monster on your side of the field was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can special summon one monster with 1500 attack points or less from your deck once during this turn. Then shuffle your deck. Now, the first errata from Starter Deck Yuki didn't have that at all. It had the effect of, you can only use this effect once, and once during this turn. Which I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's fine. And that's fine. But you have to go to the North American English release of it. If a monster of yours is sent from the field to the graveyard during the turn that you've played this card, you can select a monster with an attack of 1500 points or less from your deck and play it as a special summon. Shuffle the deck after playing the card. This card is active for 1 turn only. Last Will was able to be just summon as many monsters as you wanted to. And I don't think Um, Edo Pro has that effect because it's very broken. So one of the things about this deck is that you could literally utilize activating Last Will. Cool, I mass drivered my Sankin away. I get a search. I'm gonna summon out the 2 more Sankins and 3 more Witches to just to mass driver them away just to get Exodia. With the littlest of ease, it just required 3 cards, Sankin, Last Will, and a mass driver, or whatever tribute fodder you wanted. So there's that. Or you could just go Cannon, Soldier, Last Will, because Last Will could just summon whatever you wanted. And I'm not sure if that was the errata case for the OCG, but in the TCG, it was a major problem for a little bit. Now, overall, these erratas are quite funny, and I wonder how they got past R&D way back when. Being able to foolish cards for free searches, or even summon as much as you want for a little amount of time that there was. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and see you guys in the next video.